It is about 5 minutes after 5 on Sunday, October 9th, 2011. Just got back home from an afternoon of wandering car lots, and it is still kind of warm right now. It was in the low 80s all day and felt a hell of a lot warmer than that. I am going to see how long my battery lasts, and I'm going to fire up the upstairs unit, because my guess would be it's probably pretty stuffy up there. And this is public enemy number one in my yard right now. Freaking artillery fungus. It tends to aim itself at lighter colored things. In this case, carrier air conditioner cabinets, and since I have a silver van and a silver truck, those are targets as well. But yeah, look at this shit all over my air conditioners. It's disgusting. And I had a question about this, about the fan motor in my AC units. They have GE fan motors. I was going to try and zoom in on the GE logo down there, but the fan grill's kind of throwing it off and making it out of focus. And this is another thing with my air conditioners that kind of ticks me off. They were installed without filter dryers on the high side. So while they do not have any leaks now, and the systems are free of contaminants as far as I know, if they ever were to develop a leak and get contaminants in the system, in any of the lines, then chances are, without a filter dryer, all those contaminants would go straight to the compressors and fry them. So that really ticks me off that the HVAC contractor didn't bother to install filter dryers on my air conditioner units. And that particular contractor is now out of business, so that should tell you something. But yeah, they didn't install filter dryers on my air conditioners. They do work fine, though. They blow freezing cold air. They are more than 4 years old, and they haven't had a single problem. Haven't had a problem with the furnaces either. When we bought the house, I believe it was, I forget whether it was the upstairs unit or the downstairs unit, but one of them wasn't, my dad held a temperature gauge over the vent or something, like a thermometer, and it wasn't blowing as cold as it should, and this was the pre-closing inspection. They had it recharged and blowing cold before we closed on the house, and it hasn't had a problem since. But one of these units, I think it was the downstairs one. Not sure, but I think it was the downstairs one. It had to be recharged prior to us buying the house, but it hasn't had a problem since. Alright. Let's put... You know, last time I did a startup shutdown video of these units, I didn't have a deck to put the camera on. And speaking of the deck, there's this damn artillery fungus on my deck, too. It's freaking disgusting. Look at all that. Guess my deck's gonna be a Dalmatian dog for Halloween. Alright, let's fire up the central air. Put that right there. You know what? I'll put focus it right on the compressor, and if the camera just cuts out at random, then you'll know the battery died. Alright, the battery didn't die. Have it set to 68 just so it'll stay on for the duration of the video. And I'm going to set it to 70 as soon as I go inside the house. And I don't know if this is a bad thing. One thing I always notice, especially when it's running, or when it's been running, there's like oil stains on the fan motor casing. I don't know what the hell that is. There doesn't seem to be anything wrong with it, but there's like staining on the fan motor, and it comes and goes. And this one, yeah, right there. And for those of you who have not watched the videos of my air conditioners before, these are both 2 nominal ton units, which means they have a cooling capacity of 24,000 BTUs. And they are straight cool units, not heat pumps. They are matched up with 90% efficiency Carrier single stage furnaces. These are 13 SEER. Copeland scroll compressors, R22 refrigerant. Good little units in my opinion. Though when they die, I plan on having them replaced with a couple of Train XL20i units. I think Carrier's a good brand, but I like the Train XL20i better. But yeah, these things are probably... and Train's cheaper. It depends on what unit you get, but Train is actually cheaper than Carrier. And it has the dual compressor design, which I like better. But yeah, I think I got a good 10 years to go on these units if I take care of them. I mean, they're Carriers. Carriers are good. Seems to be running a little noisier than usual, but it's working fine. Low side's getting nice and cold. And in every other respect, the guy who installed these did a decent job of putting them in. There's plenty of access for servicing them. There's plenty of clearance between the units and the house. They're not tilting. This one was properly installed on a base pad, though it's though with very little effort I can move this unit. I can push it. So it's not bolted down, but I mean it's not like, with the exception of Hurricane Irene, we never get any hurricanes around here, so I think having units bolted down isn't really that important unless you live in a state where there's lots of hurricanes. And even after Hurricane Irene, these air conditioners were untouched, so I don't know. If I installed this unit, I'd bolt it down, but it doesn't seem to have any effect on it. And I'm running out of memory card space. Hold on. Okay, I'm back, and since the battery seems to actually be lasting, let's fire up the downstairs unit. There you go. 2-zone central air symphony. But yeah, I don't have anything against Carrier. I think they build decent units, especially the base model ones. But when these die, I've decided that I'm going to put in two 24,000 BTU Train XL20i heat pumps, or straight cool units, whichever my parents decide they want. I'm hoping they'll go with the heat pumps. Matched up with 95% efficiency, variable speed furnaces. But yeah, this one does seem to be running a lot noisier. And I can't believe it's October and I have the central air on. Had it on in the truck too. And if anybody knows how to get rid of this damn artillery fungus without leaving marks on the unit, please don't hesitate to tell me. There's a nasty little mark on the Tacoma too. I'll show that to you. I'll be back. Yeah, look at this shit. And my truck looks like a silver Dalmatian. That's the nickname I gave it a few days ago. Here we go. Right there. That is where I tried to pick one of the artillery fungus things off the truck. Looks like a nice little blood stain. Absolutely freaking lovely. 2-year-old freaking truck that I do a great job of maintaining, and look at all this shit that's all over it. And there's even some on the bed,
This has been a Stamped Octagon production.